Let me introduce you to Carla. Carla is a fresh graduate from a top business school. She's talented. After graduating, she decides to work for a tech company. Month after month, quarter after quarter, she's overachieving her goal. In fact, she's what we call a top performer. After 2 years working for this company, she has a performance review meeting with her manager. A common process in many companies, in fact. After a long talk from her manager about how outstanding her performance is, she decides to ask for a raise. Her manager stops a couple of seconds and says bluntly, "Don't you think that you are well paid for a woman? You are well above the average, so you shouldn't complain." Many women have faced similar situations, which is a form of gender discrimination. And we, as a society, do not accept that. Let's now tweak a little Carla's story, and let's say she's a man. Still a top performer, he decides to ask for a raise during his performance review meeting. His manager stops a couple of seconds and says bluntly, "Don't you think that you are well paid for your age? You are well above the average, so you shouldn't complain." Many of us have faced similar situations. Even though it can feel frustrating, we are tempted to accept it, and for the wrong reasons. In fact, age is the most widely accepted and unspoken form of discrimination. Carla is not alone. I, in a business setting, sometimes either to lie on my age or to accept to be under-considered. And I'm sure here, today in the audience, many have faced that too. As we said, I'm an engineer and I love numbers, so let me share you some. In fact, among the population of young workers, of people below 30 years old, 21% have faced age-related discrimination in the workplace, whether it's about job applications, promotions, opportunities for training. When I thought about a title for this talk, I was struck by how we say everywhere that we are looking for the most talented workforce, when in fact, we only look for people between 30 and 50 years old. Yes, in fact, if we look at the numbers of people above 50 years old, 65% are facing age-related discrimination. 65%, which is a form, which means that 2/3 of people above 50 years old are facing age-related discrimination in the workplace. But if we think more globally, age discrimination doesn't happen only in the workplace. It happens everywhere in every aspect of our lives. Let me tell you another story. Do you recognize this car? Well, this is the Formula One car of Daniel Ricciardo, one of the youngest Formula One racer in the world. He started racing at the age of 16 years old. And this is one of his first car. I don't know about you, but I got my first car at the age of 25, and it didn't look like this. Unfortunately to me, I only have one picture to share with you today of my car. Here it is. Yes, my car is the one in the ditch. And I wouldn't say that I'm as good driver as Daniel. And I think it's clear to us that Daniel is a better driver than me, right? Well, for car rental agencies, that's not the same story. Most companies do not let you rent a car if you are more than 70 years old or below 25 years old, which means that Daniel was able to drive a Formula One car, but not to rent a car, when I, because I reached the prime age of 25, was able to rent a car. This company do not challenge your ability to drive at all, they just challenge your age. And in the same spirit, some insurance companies do not let access you to health insurance if you are more than 65 years old in the US, regardless of your state of health. Some banks do not let you access to credit if you are more than 60 years old in Europe, regardless of your income. We all live longer, and that's a great news. Life expectancy has increased by 35 years in the last century and is expected to rise in the future. With an aging population, we have to address these age-related issues if we want to build a truly inclusive society. Should we accept that age is a discriminant factor on the job market? Should we accept that age is a discriminant factor when it comes to access to health insurance? Should we accept that age is a discriminant factor when it comes to access to credit? Well, I know some who don't accept that and don't settle, and they inspire us with their stories. In the tech industry, you can be considered as too old when you are more than 40 years old, 40 years old. Masako Wakamiya is Japanese. And one night, she looked at her smartphone to look for video games to download and play with. She couldn't find what she was looking for, so she decided to ask to some developers if they could help her. None of them were interested, so she decided to develop it by herself. Now the app is on the Apple Store, is 5-star rated, and is a great success. By the way, did I tell you that Masako is 82 years old? Thank you.